Hey, I'm Emily Fraser from McDermott Cues. I hope you all like and follow Shark Street.
Hi, I'm Lucas Casaver. Join us on the Shark.
Hello, I'm Jacques Salotto, and join us on Shark Stream.
Hello everyone, I'm Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. Join us to the Shark Stream. Let's go!
Hello, I am David Alcaide. Join us in Shark Stream.
Hey guys, I'm Feder Horst. Join us on the Shark Stream.
I'm Christina Tkach. Join us on the Shark Stream.
Hey guys, it's Jason Shaw. Join us on the Shark Stream tonight.
I am John Moore. Join me on the Shark Stream.
Hi, I'm Savannah Easton. Join us on the Shark Stream.
Hi, my name is Georgia Georgiev, and you can join us at the Shark Stream.
Joey hit the lights, Bobby grabbed the mic, chicken calling action from the other side. Shark Stream, going live. We're about to enter water, only sharks survive. In 3, 2, 1.
Salotto is the world's premier pool community. Playing your friends has never been more fun. Raise the bar with Salotto so regular practice can become real pressure. With monthly prizes and cash payouts, Salotto brings pool to the people. You can even submit match results to Fargo Rate through Salotto if you want, but you don't have to. Your race, your place. Make your matches count with Salotto. Download now and get started. No minimum play per month. 8, 9, 10 ball. You choose. It all counts.
Okay, welcome aboard, everybody. This is Brian Brennan in the booth at Yale Billiards in Wallingford, Connecticut, bringing you live WPA Heyball Parasport World Championship rounds. We are still in stage 1 for the men's standing, and we're going to be covering Jacques Smit and Carlos Camacho today. Big thanks to our partners at Digital Pool for getting this straightened out for us, and it looks like, knock on wood, we're going to have a nice clean feed for you today. Going to be doing the games at 1 o'clock, 3:30, 6 o'clock, and possibly 8:30 today. Hello, Frowny. Always one of our first ones in there. So yeah, oh, still seeing a little bit of a... Oh, man. I was hoping this was fixed. This is Heyball. It's Chinese 8-ball. Oh my goodness, we're going to have this hesitation issue again. Hopefully it was just a passing little glitch, but anyway, we're covering Chinese 8-ball. It's called Heyball, and for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, this is a slight variation on the 8-ball we all know and love. It's got different equipment, so the pockets are smaller. They're 3¼ inches to 3½ inches. I'm not sure which these are in the room in Los Angeles, and they also have rounded corners on the rubbers instead of pointed corners on the rubbers. That makes it a little bit more tricky in some situations to pocket the object ball, but it also makes it a little easier in others. So you'll see as we go along as our players are running through the balls. But other than that, it's pretty much standard 8-ball. as far as I can tell. The high balls, low balls, stripes, and solids as they were. One player has the first player to pocket all their balls and then pocket the 8-ball legally wins the game. This is a race to 7. So sit back and enjoy. It looks like everything's running pretty good now. Not sure who's who, unfortunately. I see Puerto Rico, so I'm pretty sure that is Carlos on the back of his jersey. And in the green and yellow, that must be Jacques Smit by default. Hello, Katina. You and Frowny boy, right there on the nose. Yeah, 3.5 inches is a tiny pocket, to say the least. What's his shirt say? South Africa. So we got players from all over the world. This is a World Heyball Championship 2024. There are 4 divisions, as I've said before. There's a male and female division, and then inside those divisions, there are 2 subdivisions. One is standing, and then one is wheelchair. The wheelchair one, you must use a wheelchair for 80% of your day-to-day activities. And in the standing division, you have to have, let me see, I'm going to put a link in the comment section and read it verbatim so I don't mess it up. You just go ahead and call that page up. All right, so eligibility criteria are athletes in the wheelchair division must rely on a wheelchair for at least 80% of their daily activities. The standing division will include athletes with movement impairments in arms or legs, short stature, missing limbs, or joint stiffness. All athletes are required to hold a WPA player license and provide a medical certificate verifying their movement impairments. Competition orders a total prize pool of $80,000, so they're not playing for just the fun of it. They're getting some good cash. Oh, digital pools in the comment section. All right, cool. Yeah, so far we've seen a couple of little stutters, but it's not. It's completely watchable. Everything seems fine so far. We just might have had some transient network issues, but so far it looks great, man. Thanks, Zach, for checking in on us. Really appreciate, as I said before, all the streams and all the cooperation. Everything's really terrific. We're having a blast covering this tournament. It's just amazing to see some of these men and women participating at such a high level. So Carlos from Puerto Rico and Jacques Smit from South Africa are at the table. That's Carlos. He's got the high balls. Just gonna play a little defense here. Remember, these pockets are so tiny. I'll show you a picture. I love showing this picture because you guys, I think it just sort of reinforces just exactly what these players have to deal with. So there you got it right there. You see the way the balls are in the pocket? 2 balls don't fit, not even close. 1 ball is 2¼ inches wide. So if you were to put that right on the shelf, you'd have barely an inch of wiggle room to get into that pocket. Yeah, it's really cool to see. I mean, WPA has put on this event, and it's sponsored by JOY. I think it's just JOY. I don't think it's Joy. But they are the manufacturer of the table. You can see on the badge on the top bottom of the screen. And they've put in a generous amount of money to sponsor this entire tournament. And I actually saw on that same page I just sent you guys, or put up on the link, JOY's. Let me see. I know I read it somewhere. Thanks to JOY's sponsorship, all participants, and that means every single one, will have the following expenses covered: return flight tickets, airport transfers in Los Angeles, and that includes transportation, accommodation, and meals for the entire event duration. So that is a big deal in getting all these players out there. A lot of financial support from JOY, so it's why we have such a great field, and it's terrific to see a tournament like this taking place. And try and play this, looks like the 13 ball. Yep. With a little bit of spin, didn't quite get his position the way he wanted to. He's probably going to have to kick at this one. Honey, she's dang, that's a lot. I mean, that's a tremendous amount of support. Half of your expenses when you go to these tournaments. I know from watching Lucas, our very own Lucas Fracasso-Werner, who's a professional pool player. When he goes to a tournament, he's got to not just place in the cash, he's got to actually place pretty far in the cash even to break even half the time, because you got to consider flights and hotel and food and all that kind of stuff. Those expenses add up pretty quick. So being a professional pool player and trying to attend some of these tournaments in exotic locations can be an expensive proposition, even if you have sponsors. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I see the numbers climbing up a little bit. Do me a favor, if you are enjoying this content that we're providing this week, big thanks to Digital Pool again and our friend Zach for providing all the technology that makes this possible. And give us a like, share it out, let people know we're still going to be covering this. We're going to cover as much as we can, just like we did for the Pennsylvania Pro-Am. Looks like we're getting a little jump shot here going. For the Pennsylvania Pro-Am, the International Open, we brought you a lot of great coverage and great pool. So, like I said, big thanks to that, and all your support means a lot. Here we go. Look at this shot. This is going to be awesome. Dude jumps better than I can, which ain't saying much, but still, I meant that as a compliment. Like we're going to try the 3-ball first. Wow. I didn't think that would go because every ball, not every, but most of the balls I see even touch a rubber, they just don't drop. Tried for the cross corner shot, didn't quite get there. Carlos has what would seem like a relatively easy cut into the corner. I gotta say, just from watching the last couple of days, when you go up the rail towards a pocket, it's got to be perfect. Coming in straight, little less, you have a little bit more wiggle room, but even this angle, if he touches the rail anywhere on the right side, it's just not going to drop. See, he just barely touched the point on that one, and I call it a point, but it's like the end of the rubber. And the pocket just said, nope. So very difficult shooting on these tables. think he was looking for a little two-way there. He's saying, well, I'm going to move the 6 into the pocket. If I get it, great. If I don't, I'm going to try and leave Carlos behind the 8 ball, but it looks to me that Carlos has full access to this straight ball in the corner. Problem is, now he's got to figure out what to do with that 8 ball. The 6 is in the way. Oh, see that? I mean, that would have dropped on a standard table, on a non-Heyball table. On this table, though, it's just, you got to be too perfect. I wonder if Bobby will get a Heyball table. We don't have much room left in Yale Billiards, but that would be interesting, wouldn't it? I actually wouldn't mind a 3-cushion table either, but we have to get a bigger building. Just gonna sneak it up there, trying to... A little bit like a chess match or a one-pocket match. It's not so much how many balls you can pocket in a row, it's how you can position your balls. Brownie says, imagine everyone on the list trying to play on this table. I suppose there would be some players that you're all familiar with that would actually probably do okay. I think the thing that would mess them up the most wouldn't necessarily be the pockets. I think it would be the fact that this is a different kind of cloth entirely than Simonis or any of the cloths that you're used to. This is like straight up felt. And like it was in the 90s, you know what I mean? Before all these super fine cloths started coming out. So it's, I just Googled it. It said the question came up, what is the difference between worsted cloth and napped cloth? Worsted cloth is higher quality and noted for its enhanced playability and durability. Napped cloth is a loop weave, which is like I said, old school felt, and has a nap to it, as the name describes. That can affect the way the ball rolls, not just including speed, but also possibly even direction, because the grain of the cloth might actually influence the object balls when they're traveling. So a lot of variables you got to take into consideration, and it also affects rails, because the friction on the rails is going to be greater than it would be on a like a Simonis. So it's the same game as 8 ball, but it's a whole lot different. I think Jacques out chances here. He left 3 balls near the pockets. Carlos missed, and now he's on cleanup duty. He can run 3 balls, get on the 8. He's in pretty good shape here. They've done, wish he had a little bit more of an angle, but boy, you start playing around with angles and spin, you just add one of those variables, and all of a sudden you're not hitting that center of that 3.5-inch pocket. That could really mess up your day, as they say. Let's see. Like that decision. Didn't think he can make it directly, so he played for the cross and just left it on the middle of the short rail, and that's a great defensive position, especially in this game. Oh no, I didn't see the 8 ball hanging. Oh, my bad. Never mind. All right, so that one's going to go to Jacques. Tie game 1-1. As always, I just want to tell you about something interesting that's happening at Yale Billiards very soon. Very soon. We've heard us say it before. We'll say it continuously up until the day. But we are having 2 of the legends of pool at Yale Billiards to play a long race. We got Earl the Pearl Strickland and we got Efren Bada Reyes. doing a race to 50 here at Yale Billiards on Sunday, February 2nd and Monday, February 3rd. We have tickets available. They're selling fast. Last time I talked to Bobby last night, he said about half are gone. So we're filling up quickly. If you're interested, make sure you reach out to Lisa Zunge and arrange ticket purchases. She'll be happy to get you squared away. The VIP package actually includes complimentary hors d'oeuvres and a 30-minute meet and greet with both players. So you'll be able to get autographs and pictures and all that kind of good stuff before the match starts, I believe. And it should be a great time. Just like I said, reach out to Lisa Zunge and she'll get you straightened out. Frowny says, how many players are there competing? Okay, so I'm not sure the actual total player count. I'm going to put the digital pool link in here so you can check it out, but I'm going to try and decipher that. So right now, in this tournament division, the bracket size is 128, and we have, according to digital pool, 67 players in this division. This is the men's standing. The men's wheelchair, let's go take a look at that one. Bracket size is also 128. And total entries are, it's like 67 again. That can't be a coincidence. Did I click on the right button? Nope, that's wheelchair. And the ladies' side, let's take a look. It's a bit smaller. Looks like there's 14 entrants on the ladies' side. I'm not sure if that's standing or wheelchair. But it looks like a total of maybe, if we're going to go with 67, that's 134 plus 14, 148 players are actively playing right now. Best guess, but pretty close. For anybody watching this, by the way, yesterday on the 17th at 3 p.m. we broadcast a round featuring, forgive me for probably butchering an Asian pronunciation because I'm just not real good at that kind of stuff, but I think his name is Peng Jaiwang, and he played and won his match having literally no arms. He like right at the shoulder. There's no arm. So he played with 1 foot on the floor and 1 foot in the air, cradling the pool cue between his big toe and the next toe over. And holy smokes, I mean, I was blown away. I highly encourage anyone that's interested in this tournament to check out that recording because it's amazing. The dude even did a jump shot with his foot. He's making freestanding shots without even using a bridge. I mean, it was just, it was remarkable. He's also advanced to stage 1. He's on the winner side still, so he's a strong player. I would actually say that guy, Peng, is based on what I've seen so far, he's a strong contender to win the thing. And wouldn't that be amazing? So Jacques comes back to the table. He's got the looks like the high balls this time. I don't know if he had the clearance to get into the corner past the 14, but what I've noticed is that this isn't just all about fancy big runouts. I mean, we did see, I want to say it was Peng, but it might have been another guy. Yesterday, basically almost he was this, it was like 1 ball away from a break and run, which would have been outstanding, like just wild on this table. I see, and I think general tactics is like take over pockets. You see how there's a stripe in the bottom right corner? There's a stripe in the upper left corner. That seems to be Jacques' game plan. And I wouldn't be surprised if so it's a little got a touch of one pocket in it. In other words, you want to take over pockets, protect them, make sure your opponent can't shoot the rest of his balls and hit the 8-ball. And when you're ready, then start cleaning up. Bruce is Bruce Banner, which isn't that the Hulk? I had a bunch of surgeries on my intestines as a child, and that's where I learned to play. In the pediatric ward of this hospital, the rec room had a pool table, so you'd be surprised at the skill level of people with disabilities in pool. Bruce, I would have originally completely agreed with that last part of the statement, but after watching since Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm no longer surprised at the skill level of people with disabilities in pool. These guys are, just amazing, and they've proven on this stream that they can play at the same level, if not better than some people with able body. So it's awesome. Just how they how that one dude Peng, I'm still blown away. How he compensates, standing on one foot on the in the air, ball at the rail. I'm sorry, the cues resting on the rail, and he's still making absolutely perfect fluid shots with generous amounts of spin. Let's say, so he has complete control of the cue, no matter what. Really cool. Oh, he's going to lose this cue ball here. All right, so that's going to give Carlos ball in hand. I make the joke when we stream table 8 all the time that the pockets actually expand when the white ball's coming. Feels like that might also be true on these Heyball tables. Gotta line it up so we can get a good position, probably on the blue ball. Oh, see, that's we always have a kind of a joke. I guess not a joke. It's just kind of a way to mess with somebody. It's like, oh, you got ball in hand and you missed it. Well, this game, it's entirely probable. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering today. I'm not sure why. Must be over caffeinated from the Dr. Pepper I had. Brody says she has a gentleman here who is skill level 7. That's like at least amateur level, approaching pro level 7. His name was Dale, and he was amazing. So that's just it. I'm gonna try and maybe next round, I think I might switch divisions. We've been covering mostly the standing division. I think it would be fun, interesting to see a wheelchair match. So I'm gonna try and pull up one of those for the next for the 3:30 round. Tina's as the remark of the set. She says, yeah, the white ball's made from special material that tells the pockets when it's coming. I don't know if that was intentional, but if it was a nice shot. If it wasn't, that just tells you a little bit about the cloth they're playing on, just judging the speed of these balls. Okay, so Carlos has 4 pockets available to him, and one only barely. This is why I think Jacques' been leaving these balls in the corners. He gets them positioned so that when he's ready, he can just start cleaning up with short distance shots. Beautiful shot there from Carlos. Curious if he's going to try and cut this brown ball in to the side pocket, or if he's going to try and start with a 2 and then maybe work his way down table. Center pocket. He's going to get the position. Looks like a probably. I think that's clear. It looks like it goes by. If he does, he just has to roll forward for the black 8 ball in the left side pocket. It's an outstanding position. Yeah, I think he's got it. There it is. Bucket. Did all that good work. Just come correct on this one, and you got 2 points. Knocked it right in. Nice job, Carlos. Little mini flex there on his way back to the chair. While we're doing this, let's take a little look around the room. We have a couple other tables going right now. There's Dave Nicholson and Pankaj Kamra. Ooh, a little shaky on this one. Somebody must have banged the camera by accident. Let's go over to table another one. It's just great to see all this participation, and it seems neat that they got a nice facility, nice and spread out, so they're not like at an art pool hall. If you someone's at the table, if someone's at the table, you're usually gonna have to wait your turn. But it looks like they got a lot of room to work with here, which is really good, especially for a wheelchair tournament, I suppose. Referee's updating the score. This is an alternating break format, so there's they take turns. Breaking is from inside the kitchen. You can sort of see it marked there on your screen. Rescue. Carlos wisely says, "I think I'll chalk now." You can see the ref there has a stopwatch in his hand pretty much at all times. Very strict, I believe 30-second shot clock. I'm not sure if that's standard Heyball or if that's particular to this tournament. Okay, so rules of Heyball, according to this website I just looked at. The shot clock is 45 seconds. Each player is permitted an extension only once per rack, and the extension lasts 30 seconds. So that can vary from tournament to tournament. It feels like anecdotally that might be accurate, because I think there's been players that have taken a little over 30 seconds to make sure they get the shot in on time. So it looks like he's got a couple of problem balls. Is that pink ball is going to be a problem because there's no real easy access to a pocket. The brown ball is a problem. Did he commit a foul or something? I missed it. He looked like he just made the one ball clean. Not sure what the foul there. Well, if you know, let me know in the comments section because that confused me. So okay, so here's the problem ball. Oh, maybe he hit the wrong ball. It looked like he played the one ball in the corner. But Carlos is, I think he's confirming with the referee. All right, I am low balls, right? I think maybe that was what happened. He just hit the wrong ball. Carlos didn't leave himself a lot to work with. I think if I'm him, I'm going to try and play this pink ball off the rail. Oh, that's what he's going for. And try to skinny it right in here and just sort of leave it. Oh, okay, just give it a whirl. These bridges are kind of unique too. You notice they only have one position that you can actually use. Just a V bridge. Whereas like the bridges we're all used to with standard billiards has usually 3 slots or more that you can put the cue in for different elevations and different offsets from the left to the right. Here you get just a V bridge. I wonder if that's unique to this tournament, the sport, or just this equipment. But well, we'll be learning a little bit more as we go along. This is the tactics. I would have thought maybe you'd have started trying to get the 9 and maybe the 13 at the top of the table and clean those up a little bit. He says, nope, just going to push this 15 right down inside the pocket. And by all looks, the 14-15 goes. Ah, Frowny, see, you're a little bit more worldly than I am. She says that bridge is used a lot in snooker. So because this is a Chinese 8-ball and snooker is more prevalent in Europe and Asia, that makes sense. I haven't myself watched a lot of snooker, but I do intend to from going forward because this is an interesting variation on the game I've known for decades. Now he's going to try this 13. Lined up great on the pink one. That's a 12 ball in the side. Gonna use the 9 first. This is more like a tactic I see more often is, you know, clean one side of the table first and then work your way back towards the 8-ball. So this seems normal. Oh, and he still caught the point, or what we're calling the point. The rounded point. You're gonna rub this 10 ball and get the pocket. Now the 10 ball is kind of orphaned. Both players don't have an easy out yet, so I have a feeling we're going to still see. You might see the 14-15 combo and then leave the 14 right there. And he's going to have to take it now. The key part is he's got the yep, just a little oh my goodness. Like I said, you got to be spot on. These pockets are quite unique. Just gonna we push the 2 into the 10, so that's gonna make a mess. I suspect Jacques gonna want to leave that 9 right where it is in the upper right corner, just to keep that 7 pretty much out of play. He'll take the 14. No, he's gonna skim the 10 out of there. And make the 14 ball. Something I learned Monday. Unlike BCA 8-ball, for example, which are called shots, Heyball appears to be completely wild, and that includes the 8-ball. So there is no called shot, no called pocket. Just if you pocket a ball, you stay on the table. Where he ended up, I think his only real choice here is the 10 ball. Jacques was probably going to try and use a little touch. Oh, he did not. I think he just sort of pulled it back when he was mid-stroke instead of following through, and that's one of the. It just. I don't think that was a miscue, but either way, you have to hit a ball, one of your balls, and then you have to hit a rail, just like in most of the standard games we play. You know, non-Heyball games. So in that case, he fouled by not touching a rail after making contact with the 10. Carlos gets ball in hand. My goodness. This is so, I mean, it's nothing. I'm not giggling because that happened. I'm giggling just because more of the equipment is so fierce that, you know, you can take a shot at directly at a corner from 2 feet away, and you still can miss. That's what I was saying earlier in the broadcast. It's just, they're so, I mean, between the rounded corners and the tighter pockets, so unforgiving. Gonna get this 10 ball wild? Nope. All right, so it looks like Carlos has a couple of choices now. Take out his looks like he's going to, he converted his cue into a jump cue, I think. Or maybe he's going for an extension. That looks like an extension. He's going big long. Right, there you go. Needs a little extra reach for this 6 ball. Is he going to grab a bridge too, or is he going to stretch? There you go. Nice long bridge. See if he's got the stability. It's going to be tricky. Yeah. From that distance, that was tricky. Oh, and he made the 6 on the side. Look at that. Jacques is clapping. I'm going to hit the... Let's look at that again. So 6, both corners, sort of, and then right back into the side pocket. Wrong table. There we go. Fix that real quick. Was hit very well. Made it center pocket and got great position on the 10. Gave that a little speed. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he hit quite strong on that 10 ball, but the cue just, I mean, this slower cloth makes it difficult to get that high action shot that you see so frequently in other tournaments on other equipment. Just a soft tap. He's gonna leave it right there. I don't think, yeah, it sits and hangs. And so Carlos has some pressure here. At the Sharks. Imagine 14.1 on a table like this. ETRFG, I don't want to. That's my game of choice, as most of you know. But I get frustrated just playing on a regulation standard table, not a Heyball table, that has small pockets. I can only imagine what continuous would look like. You'd have a top run of 2. You know what I mean? It seems pretty standard. Like, if I was shocked when I saw one of the players damn near get a break and run yesterday. It was magnificent shooting. Just, I mean, just absolutely, he was in the zone. He made his 7 object balls and then just barely missed the 8 ball. So it could have been a break and run, but that run of 7 has to be the longest run I've seen in this tournament by far. I would say the average run is probably 1.5, if that. Not about their skills. It's about how difficult these shots can be. And Jacques setting up to get tied up at 2. And quite a bit off target there. I'm a little surprised by that. I don't know if he was trying to... If history's telling anything, he was leaving the ball in the pocket so he'd have an easier shot the second time around. But that time he just kind of came way off. Yeah, Frowny, he was totally firing him in. Yeah, Frowny says he was firing him in. Yeah, they were not going in, you know, limping along. Oh, big scratch there. It's going to be ball in hand Jacques with the 8 ball standing on the table. I think this one's in the books. ETRFG says they would really change, or would really in some ways change strategy with runouts. Well, here's the thing, man. This kind of table with this kind of difficult pockets. There it is. Tap in for the 2. With this kind of difficult pockets. Now, straight pool is a game where you don't really see a lot of cue ball movement. And I would say the average shot length is probably between 2 and 3 feet, maybe. So this, you know, straight pool on this table, that more I think about it, wouldn't be as painful, let's say, than playing on some other tables. I think, you know, if you keep in mind that when these guys are playing Heyball, at least in this match that we've seen so far, and their guys are playing, they're taking nice soft shots into the corner, sort of finessing the ball in. Maybe in straight pool, it wouldn't be quite as bad as I made it out to be. And you can see the ref there using an old school felt brush to maintain this felt while the players take a little break here. So what he's doing is he's actually just sort of conditioning the cloth a little bit. You notice he's brushing from the head spot towards the foot spot. That's pretty common. It gets the grain of the cloth consistent. Because if he was just to go willy-nilly, then the ball could actually take, do the proverbial S turn on its way down the table. So that's just an old school bit of knowledge I'm dropping right there. They're cleaning, because the cloth is napped, they can pill up. So what you'll see there is if we were really like standing over the top of the guy's shoulder, little tiny bits of cloth are actually probably detaching from the actual surface of the table. And as he brushes it down towards the rail, he's going to have to literally clean the little pills that are stuck under the rail right now. See, right like that. So that's what that is all about. That's why the balls are rolling slower. That's right, Frowny. It was so great watching yesterday. And like I said, we had some really amazing competitors yesterday. Totally encourage people to check out that 3 o'clock match with Peng. But she says that combo he made was the length of the table. You're absolutely right. It was, I mean, the difficulty level was 1,000 out of 1,000. Just so incredible. I missed a combo from 1 foot away. He made a 9-foot combo on a Heyball table. So a little pause. We got Carlos, and he's just sort of chilling back there on the left-hand side of your screen. Looks like Jacques may have gone to the restroom, but we'll be back with more live pool as soon as the players are ready. Thanks everybody for tuning in again. This is really cool. While we're waiting, let's take a look. I want to see what's doing on table 8. It looks like a women's match is heading over there, so let's take a peek. Table 8. Hopefully we can get this straightened out real quick. Working on a better tech solution so I can switch tables quicker. Oh, either they're on break. We got unlucky. Right, table 10. Interesting. She has a little attachment out by the ferrule that lets the cue slide along the table like it's a built-in bridge almost. Never seen one of those before. If our players are back yet. We got our players. Looks like Carlos is streaming this. It looks like he's got a tripod with a phone. So he must be streaming it. Or at the very least recording it. Alright, we're ready to get started again. We're 2-2, Jacques and Carlos. Carlos getting ready to break. Making sure his cue's nice and snug. Boom. Nice spread. Well, they're starting to clump up a little on the right side of the table. That's going to make it a little more difficult. Says she has a friend in a wheelchair that uses that rolling bridge. So does it, I guess it rolls? It looked like it had just two small spheres attached to a central fulcrum. And it looked like it just slid across the felt, but if it actually rolls, that would make it interesting. Nice and a little bit smoother, perhaps. See, perhaps if there's a filter in our studio software that allows you to do motion stabilization. I know my GoPro can do it, so can my iPhone. Gotta be aware, right? Just in case somebody smacks the light. Looks like it's dying down a little bit now. Best guess, they mounted the cameras directly to the opposite table's light fixture. That's why if somebody bumps it, we get all that little... We get to go on the SS Shark stream for a little while. We're a little over an hour into this match. Based on prior stream experience, there is a 2-hour time limit. If there's a leader at the 2-hour mark, then the game is called at that point. We saw one yesterday that ended 5-3, even though it's a race to 7. My hunch, based on the time expired, we're on rack 5, and we're at the 70-minute mark. So my hunch is we're probably going to see a shortened set here as well. But I did see something interesting. The game was tied when the time was called, so they ended up doing spot shots as like a shootout. So what the first player would make a spot shot, or would set up a spot shot. If he made it, the next player would make a spot shot, and so on, round by round, until a winner was determined. So just something to keep in mind. It's like penalty kicks in soccer, I've seen it in hockey as well. But first time I've ever seen it in a pool event. Beautiful shot, one in the corner. He's got the 5 ball, that orange one in the side. He's also got a decent look at the 7 all the way up in the corner. Everything else is kind of tied up. If he plays the 7 right now, he can roll up for the 6. Oh, and he caught just the left side of the pocket, and it's wild the way they bounce out because of the rounded pockets. The geometry is just different. It's something that's something to get used to, I suppose. He did get great position on the 6, though. Just thin that one a touch. I think he actually was trying to make that one, not just leave it there, because the only one he's blocking really is himself. He wanted to get that 10 out of there so that he could make the 11 in the same pocket. Yeah, Katina, it's entirely possible. Like I said, right now we're tied 2-2. My prediction is that we, based on the way these guys are playing, they seem pretty evenly matched. We might very well end up at 3-3 or 4-4 by the time the match is called. So there's I would say 50-50 chance we might see a spot shot shootout. Ronnie says Predator events have a spot shot shootout as well. I've heard of that. I just haven't seen it. Me, as a guy that played soccer in my youth and in high school, I always found it, and a fan of the sport in general, I've always found it kind of just seems like a bad way to end a match that's lasted 90 minutes and has been, contested for so long. Just putting all the pressure on the goalie and the 5 people that are chosen to take a shot into the goal. Even though it's an individual sport as opposed to a team sport here, the concept's still the same. It's like, we've been working for 2 hours to try and come up with a winner with our skill at Heyball. Why would it come down to just making one single shot? I like the idea of just having, let's say at 2 hours it ends and we got a tie 3-3. To me, that just should be one rack sudden death, right? Seems logical to me. It's like, at least then it's still, how good am I at Heyball as opposed to how good am I at making a spot shot? I also recognize from a tournament director point of view, you got to keep the game moving. You want to make sure the rounds start on time, and boy, do these guys, I tell you what, I've seen a lot of tournaments here at Yale Billiards. It's always got one of those things too. And it does look like it rolls. I can see the wheels now. Lots of tournaments to say, okay, starting sharply at 11 a.m. Yeah, 11:15, 11:20-ish. These guys in this tournament, I tell you what, the feed goes live at 12:59, maybe 12:58. And within 1.5 minutes, they're lagging. I mean, there's no messing around. They are starting at 1 p.m. sharp. End of story. A shot. So he hit the 15 first, caromed off that into the 12 ball, which then moved forward, caromed off the 8, and shot directly into the corner pocket like a rocket. Yep. I think he stood up on that one because I want to say he was looking to make that next 9-10 combo. And the 13 just got rejected by the corner pocket. But for Carlos, he's got a pretty clean look at all 3 of his object balls, the solids. But that 8 ball, it's kind of homeless. It's got nowhere to go. Nice clean shot. Has he got the speed? Not quite. Might still have the orange 5 in the side. I would have liked to have used this shot after the 6, because if he can roll it into the side, the cue has a chance to come up here. Then he'd have a shot in the corner. But since that 6 is still there, and since the 5 is still there, yeah, he just went a touch left, and that rounded corner just said, get back out of here. even from this range, what, about 6-7 inches from the pocket, a 2-ball combo. To me, it feels like a low probability shot just because I hate combos, but you know, in these pockets, boy, that's why he's kind of studying it, I think. Perhaps trying to keep the cue stuck to the right rail so he has got a shot on a 15. That he did. Wow, what do you do here? I don't think he's got enough of the 11 to play anything in the upper right corner. And move it up there with the rest of his pals. Nice solid shot, makes the 6 in the corner and sets himself up beautifully for this 5-ball in the bottom right corner. Looking for his extension again. Keep in mind that all affects the shot clock. I mean, he's got to get that cue reassembled and ready to rock. The shot clock doesn't pause because he's changing his equipment. I think Carlos just got called for an object ball foul. He may have inadvertently touched the 9 or the 10 with his forearm, and that's why the ref said that was a foul. Didn't do himself any favors here. Curious if they're frozen together. Changes the way you can actually play this ball. If they're not frozen, there's a very real risk of a double tap. That's why the ref's going to kind of zip right in there. Didn't make it anyway. Okay, Carlos, you got an open look at this 5 in the corner, but Jacques has that upper right corner straight up locked down with 3 balls, so it's going to require a good bit of touch. He might be able to just stun it over here after he plays the 5 in the side or corner. Ah, right idea. Look good. well executed there, because the truck part of leaving that 9 in the corner, just from what I've seen so far, you knew it was going to travel, but he hit it with such good speed. The 9 popped out into the opposite corner. Should have a pretty straightforward shot here. That's what I mean by shooting up the rail, man. You touch either rubber, it's like zap. And now the 8-ball has the corner pocket available, so this could be interesting. Center cup, not for position. See, I kind of like to see him do here is roll the 8 towards the corner with pocket speed. So even if he makes it, great, you win. If he misses, then he's locked that 15 down so that Jacques has to work really hard to get out. The cross side, and he nailed it. Wow, good shot, Carlos. Feeling me reaching for the score button. I forget we're on digital pool. So Carlos is up 3-2. Here's what those ladies that we were watching earlier are up to. Still 3-0. There should be Jacques' break. Last time, let's hope he chalks it up pretty good this time. Last time he had his break, he miscued and gave it back to Carlos. Carlos just took advantage, I guess. All right, so here we go. 3-2. Jacques looking to tie it up. Carlos looking to stretch his lead out a little bit. We're 84 minutes into the match, out of a possible 120. So we'll see how this goes. Didn't really seem to clobber that break. A lot of balls still in the rack area. Referee's got some work cut out for him. He's got 2 balls, I think, sitting on the actual plastic template. He's gonna have to really do some digging to get that template out of there. You can see a template for 9-ball and even 10-ball, because most of the time the ball's spread outside of that template. But the template for a 15-ball rack seems like it's more trouble than it's worth. I think the ref's going to have to acquire another ball marker just to fish this guy out. Carlos is at the table right now. He's got open table. So stripes and solids or highs and lows, whichever you prefer, they haven't been declared yet. So he's got to make a legal shot to take one side or the other. Looks like he's kind of eyeing that orange 5 ball, but now he's on the 10. Yeah, Carlos has high balls. Playing the 13 here seems pretty likely. I grab that extension again. Oh, nope, just chalk. Oh, and oh no, he put on his roller. Woo. Almost didn't go. Yeah, with that big mess of balls in the rack area, talking about you guys right here in specific, gonna see a lot of balls moving around before we start seeing a lot of pockets. I got a feeling. In straight pool, I see this rack and I think, oh wow, I can just pocket this 3 in the corner and smash open those balls. Definitely not the strategy in Heyball. And it's you see even a millimeter between the object ball and the rail as it's cruising down towards the pocket. You just know it ain't going in. I mean, they just sort of took that rack area and picked it apart so they could get some more. Wild about this shot because he's got really not many choices left. He ended up way out of position here. Good. He says it seems like they play pocket speed a lot, and that's my observation as well. So the ball blocks the pocket if it doesn't fall. I mean, that's essentially what they're trying to do, is cut off their opponent from being able to pocket their balls while setting up their own to go in easy. The trick part here is that even if he was to make a nice 3-ball run here and get all of his object balls, he's got almost nowhere to go for this 8-ball. Nice little bit of draw there to get on this 15. He wants to play it in the upper right corner, then what? He just played a beautiful bank to win the last rack. Maybe that's what he's thinking? Banks are open. You can drop this in the corner, then he's probably, yeah, he's set up for it. We're going to see another big 8-ball bank shot. Tough shot. Oh, wow. Got a little fortunate off the kiss on the 6. And now Jacques has basically, he has a couple choices. He can try to leave Carlos anywhere left of this line. So in this area here, that's going to be a nearly impossible 8-ball shot. Or he can start running out. If he, let's say he bobbles this 3-ball. Leaves Carlos pretty much a point in hand. All right, so he got the 3. Now he's pretty stuck. I say you start putting the cue ball. Like I said, this is more of a one-pocket strat tactic, but just start putting the cue ball here. No, he gave up ball in hand. Carlos is going to get ball in hand. He did it again. He did something like that earlier where he just sort of yipped at the cue and therefore didn't quite get the speed he was looking for. And unfortunately for him, but fortunately for Carlos, he's got to, and you got to focus on this shot too, but I have a feeling he's just going to tap it right in. There it is. All right, Carlos goes up 4-2. Looking strong here. 94 minutes in, best I can tell, so we got about 26 minutes left to play. Carlos looking real strong with a 4-2 lead.
Salotto is the world's premier pool community. Playing your friends has never been more fun. Raise the bar with Salotto so regular practice can become real pressure. With monthly prizes and cash payouts, Salotto brings pool to the people. You can even submit match results to Fargo Rate through Salotto if you want, but you don't have to. Your race, your place. Make your matches count with Salotto. Download now and get started. No minimum play per month. 8, 9, 10 ball. You choose. It all counts.
This is on the one-loss side, I believe. Let's go double check that before I say it like it's a fact. Looks like the only matches we're playing today are on the one-loss side, so trying to find this specific one in the bracket. Yes. The winner of this will advance to play against Russell Kimball at 6 p.m. We have a few other matches scheduled for 3:30. Let me see if I can find those real quick. Find a good one for 3:30. Like we got about 4 to pick from. 5 to pick from. Gonna pick. I think I got a pick here. Nice carom. You see what he did? Kind of played the one ball into the rat pack to sort of move things around a little bit, but then the carom pushed the two right into the corner. Very common tactic we've seen so far. Beautiful shot. I mean, that precision is spot on. He was only maybe 3 inches off the rail and made it all the way up the table. Very difficult. Franny, it is a race to 7 as far as I can tell. I see other players in the bracket that have completed matches 7-1. So it looks like they're still racing to 7, but it looks also that very few make it to the distance. Yolando Carolino, 9th seed, won 5-0. There's been a couple of matches that have completed in the one-loss side that are 2-5, 2-4 in progress, 2-3. So it just sort of depends. But yes, I mean, if someone gets to 7 first, then it's over. Jacques sent the 8 all the way up table there, but at least now the ref's going to have an easy time getting that template out of there. Look at this big mess of balls. I mean, Carlos has a bunch of... He's got the 2 balls kind of up in front. But getting any of these to head towards the corner pocket is going to prove pretty difficult. He's just shooting over his own head. Wow. Jacques got about 20 minutes to go, 19 now. He's kind of, I guess in a weird way, you got to kind of pick up the pace. Because at the 2-hour mark, if he's behind, I guess we'll find out. I read the rules, but I don't remember this particular circumstance. So what happens if Jacques wins this match, or this game? They start this 8th rack, and Jacques wins that one. It goes to a tie. Does it end right at the 2-hour mark? Not sure. Or does it end after the rack in progress at the 2-hour mark? There you go. Another ball bites the dust. He's looking at that yellow 1 ball, thinking, nope, gonna opt for this pink one instead. Oh, hung it, but that's not terrible. Looks like this is the, I want to say this is the 11 ball. He doesn't make it. He wants to leave it right in the jaws. Oh, didn't quite get there. I was thinking he might want to just sort of try and block the 1 ball. He used that rounded point perfectly. He bounced off the edge of the rounded part and kicked right back towards the blue ball. Gonna hit down on it. Give it a little speed. Nope. Just gonna poke it right in there. Kind of got Jacques on the ropes here. That 2's blocking 4 of his balls. Wouldn't be surprised if he knocks this one out and just puts the cue behind, exactly, right behind the 11 and the 15. Jacques going to do the same thing right back. Sort of play hide and seek. Carlos got one of them out in the open. Looks like Jacques got at least 1 or 2 available shots to him. Not strange, but if you want to get to that 8th rack, Jacques, you got to pick up the pace a little bit here. Clock's ticking. Wow, that was a beautiful shot. Unfortunately, both bottom corners are pretty well blocked. Gonna do an Efren Reyes, go Z shots. Ringside of the 11. That would have been pretty sweet if it caromed off and nailed it. Nice little combo there. Would say he wanted to leave that 11 there just so the 5 doesn't have a home. He starts with a 14 and then works his way back to the 11 after making the other 3 balls. Just made things a little tougher, didn't it? So he's going to have to take the 11 here, I believe. $15 it is. Wow, what a shot. That's a 1-pocket move. Now the 5's buried in there and the 15 or 13 has nowhere to go. Heads up play there. I don't think Carlos has a direct shot, but he might be able to do some magic with a rail first. I don't know how it works with these rounded pockets, but let's see what he's got. Oh, he pocketed it right in. Does he get up for the 8? No, he does not. However, we've seen this guy do some pretty amazing stuff so far. Perhaps he's got another trick up his sleeve. It is a pretty decent spot to leave your opponent. Nothing crisp. We know he's capable of banking cross side. He's already done it twice. Feels risky because if he misses this shot, yeah, he's just going to play it towards the 8 and leave him stuck. Oh, it almost leaked out, but it didn't. It'd be interesting because he's got, if he plays into that rounded corner, it's going to fly out to the center of the table. If he goes further than that, he's just barely going to graze the 8 ball. He had it directly, so, ooh, cue ball got in the way. Otherwise, he would have been sitting pretty. Carlos, clock's ticking, or not Carlos, Jacques, clock's ticking, man. They can start rack 8. I think they are allowed to complete it, but we'll see. So it looks like Carlos with that victory is believe that was a concession. So this match is over. We'll be back around 3:30 with another one. I'm gonna see if I can find. Looks like there's a couple of pretty good seeded players still in the one-loss bracket. Let me see if I can find us a good one. I may switch it up and go over to the wheelchair version. I'll have to sort of figure it out. I'm not familiar enough with any of these players to really make a good call, but please do, put it on your schedule. 3:30 p.m. We're going to be back here on the Shark Stream bringing you more live WPA Heyball Parasport World Championships coming soon. So thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. See you in a little bit.
We're going to give a shout out to all of our sponsors. We've got Greater New Haven APA, Sigma Wear, Tommy Supplies, Mabel's Tables, NM Billiards, Dynamic Power Wash, Pool Table Magic, Simonis Cloth, of course, the Shark Stream and Yale Billiards, Andy Gow, Support Pool, Share, and Donate, Salotto, Mark Anthony Home Improvement, WR Magic Carbon Cleaners, McDermott, Taom Billiards, Vacules, Aramith, Master Billiards, K. Morgan Commercial Painting, Jacoby Custom Cues, and Harriman Real Estate. Don't forget, folks.